Hey everyone, welcome back to Millennial Men Channel. I'm Josh.
I'm Noah.
I'm Shmo.
And we are back with the album review for RM's most recent release, Indigo.
Ooh,
Wow.
hey.
Do we just become best friends?
Shmo, you want to add a little feedback?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you for all you do. If you want to potentially see videos like this early, check it out down below. Appreciate it.
And yeah, so this is an album review, as you guys have seen before with G-Idol's album and Blackpink's album. This is kind of what we're going to do is we're going to go through each song, kind of talk about its overall meaning and symbol and how it correlates with the overall meaning we believe the album has and how it progresses the narrative of the album. And we're going to go song by song, and at the very end, we'll just do an overall, like, what are our thoughts, overall thoughts and opinion? Mm-hmm. Do we like it? Do we not? What's our favorite song? Things like that. We'll do that at the end.
Yeah,
and we're going to get started with the first song, Yoon.
it's vibe. This is like in the car, it's nighttime.
Thoughts, opinions, beliefs?
I like the song a lot. I think it's great at setting the stage for the album as a whole. It's talking about he wants to be normal for a little bit. He wants to be a human, like a human being before he is an artist. He can't really make an art until he can, just be like a man. I think he says is like verbatim in the lyrics.
Oh, nice.
So like be a man first, be a human first, before the art, before the artist.
Yeah, absolutely. Adding like human element to an artist, and talks about kind of, because it's not as humanizing, or he has been as humanized. I don't know if that's an actual word, but regardless, he feels as though his creativity is restricted. Talks about like doing a dance that nobody will see, and having to kind of be in this pigeonhole that he has been placed in. So it's a good start to the album to be like, this is not going to be the album that you expect. This is going to be me. This is how I feel. Want to branch off into other avenues of creativity.
And yeah, overall talking about the importance of making sure you do that too, which is really good. And I think it's a powerful message to start right away this album off, especially the first album since BTS's last song, talking about how they might be trying different avenues and things like that. That they're not gone, but things are going to be a little bit different. So starting out like this is, I think, really important, especially for his fan base and everything.
Yeah.
Next song, Still Life with Anderson .Paak.
This song makes you want to move.
Yo, this is fire! This is so good.
This song is a vibe.
Yeah, absolute
very
vibe.
bouncy song.
Yeah, super poppy, like funky.
Yeah, what do you think, Josh?
Do
Do you have thoughts on this?
Me first?
Yeah, I'm tossing you to Shmo first. So.
I've been ready. Ain't got to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah, so I like Still Life. I feel like it's there's like a double meaning there. He's talking about like at the present from like an external point of view. He's kind of like not really moving. He's kind of just like in a still part of his life. But for him, it's more like telling himself, I'm still alive. Like I'm still here. And he explicitly says like, I'm still alive, but I'm moving. And I like that. It kind of like
double entendre.
Yeah, it's like a double
almost,
entendre. Like it's kind of ties it all together, and it's a good second piece of the album because it's like prior he was talking about the whole like got to be human before the artist, and that's kind of like plays into it like perfectly.
Yeah, and I definitely think I like how it basically tries to tell you that like dude, enjoy it.
Yeah,
enjoy this period or this moment of your life where you're done with that one thing you were doing, and now you're gonna start moving towards a new dream, a new direction, a new goal, but you haven't quite started it yet. Mm-hmm. Enjoy just chilling, man. Relax. Look around you. It'll be all right.
Yeah. I take it as a enjoy the moment kind of song. So like a journey begins with a single step and kind of idea. It's where you have a lofty goal or a lofty expectation, but don't forget to also enjoy where you are right now kind of thing, right? So like I verbatim wrote down like keep moving towards that dream, but don't forget to enjoy the steps along the way kind of thing. Yeah. Even if you do feel like, man, I'm caught in this, you can still make that move to go do something you would like, but it doesn't have to be a drastic change one or the other. You can still enjoy what you have now or the expectations.
I totally agree. Yeah, I agree. And then next one we have is All Day.
Haters 서서 눈 감아 내 인생 꼴 보기 싫으면 원래 꿈 같은 일에 눈 뜨고 보기 힘들어 you feel me?
That was sick. That's a sick line. I believe that All Day is really just talking about going through the motions of life. Just this consistent, repetitive cycle, day in, day out, and day out. Like just constantly doing the same thing. Where it almost not going to go into that because it's the next song. But yeah, it's just doing mundane things in life and getting stuck in like this rut and can't seem to get out. What I really like about the song is I feel like he recorded it in the perspective of like almost like him trying to self-motivate himself to get out of that.
Sure.
Like talking about it in kind of like a negative format, saying like you need to move on, you need to start doing other things, like you're stuck, you could feel it, you know, you're not liking this mundane aspect of life and things like that. Yeah.
I think this is a song that talks about allowing yourself to be selfish when you get stuck in a mundane cycle like that. Like allowing yourself to do the things that you like, allowing yourself to not be in the norm that people place you in, because they talk about like people are still going to speak down on you, think you're doing something wrong, like hate on you, whatever it may be. So might as well be doing that while you're doing something you do enjoy, right? Like it's an allowance to be like, hey, life is mundane. You are allowed to break that cycle and do things you want to be doing because people aren't going to like it anyway. So who really cares?
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Next song, Forgetful, where they forgot the E.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, Josh, what do you think of it?
Yeah, I think this whole song kind of gets like perfectly encapsulated by the countless thorns. Morning comes and goes. They sensitize themselves, which is like a rough English translation of the lyrics. And yeah, it's kind of just like bad events are taking place, and people kind of find a way to like almost numb themselves to everything that's going on around them, and it plays off of the all day,
Yeah.
like pretty like fluently.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And you know what? I at first I didn't really catch this when we first listened to it, but now I'm thinking about it more, and we re-listened to it before this. I feel like Kim, her role in singing this, she is like that internal voice trying to get you out of that, and how she's doing that is trying to tell you to appreciate very small things about life. Like basically start small.
Right.
Like go outside, go to nature, enjoy that smell of that grass, enjoy that fresh cut, like she says in the song and stuff. And I feel like it's like an internal thought of like, okay, how am I going to get out of this rut? How am I going to get out of this being numbed by life and not really living, right? Because he's not.
Right.
Let's enjoy the little things. What did I used to love? Let me do those things again. Let me try and like appreciate all of that again. Yeah.
Yeah, and the song is definitely a lot more personal than the other ones. Like, the other ones are good and they have like a personal meaning, but this one is like a guitar and two people singing and somebody whistling. It's not very complex in terms of the actual production of the music, which I think is interesting because it kind of trickles down from the top of like Still Life is very poppin', you know, enjoy the moment, and then All Day is like be selfish, but you're caught in this mundane cycle, and then Forgetful is like a step lower that of like just enjoy the little things, like just do what you like, kind of we're talking about, and talking about how even though these stressors are going to desensitize you, don't allow it to take away the enjoyment of these little things. Like it's so easy to see something bad happen and feel bad, and then just like we talked about, have to go on with your day. Like, okay, well, I still got to go to work. I still got to do this. I still got to do that. But that doesn't mean you have to put away the small things you still can appreciate, especially like in nature, like something as simple as like fresh pot of coffee or a, you know, new cut grass. Coffee
Things
is
in nature, fresh
is in
cut
nature.
pot of coffee.
But you know what I mean? Like small moments like that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next song, Closer.
Oh, this is gonna be a heartfelt music
It's gonna be
video.
a sad one, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's gonna hurt, huh?
So Closer was a little wild one, right? Because it was the
Yeah, the music video,
music video-
with a lot of symbolism and stuff like that.
yeah. I don't have too many thoughts on it.
So I'm gonna touch up on a little bit of the stuff that we talked about during the actual music review, the actual song review. But I personally still really believe that the music video was resembling him being widowed. Like the death of his wife, because he was wearing the wedding ring. Again, at the time of recording, we don't know if like that means anything for the music video or anything. But he's wearing that wedding ring, and he's having this developing intimate relationship with this new individual. but he's also saying things like, I told myself never again. Which means, like, in my head, it's like, oh, he decided when his wife died or whatever that he would never love again. That part of his life, who he was, is now done forever. That was the closing of that. It's funny because closer and closure, like, play on words almost. Sure. It's not really the same word, but like, and I think there is this hesitation to love again. And towards the end, obviously, this regretful feeling of not loving again. Yeah. Changing your mind, like going, oh shit, no, that's not, I don't want to stop this. Like, I should go for this again. Yeah.
Do we not think, now I'm thinking about this as a holistic album view, do we not think that this wife or whatever, or this woman is not his music?
No, I do think it is.
Okay.
I do think it's overarching. It's just a metaphor for his music, for his career, for what he wants to do on an artistic level. Is like getting stuck on the past and being not capable of moving forward and growing and things like that. I think that this song touches a lot on that. But I also think it's a very drastically different mood or opinion based off the beginning of the album. It almost seems like there's some form of like resistance to getting to the next stage of his career or what he wants to do. There's some form of resistance, like he keeps remembering or thinking about the past. And worried that the past might impact what he does now will impact what he did before in a negative way, potentially, which is scary. Yeah,
totally. So, I think the position in the album is perfect because you go, like we're saying, poppy to a little more personal. And this one I took for a longing for companionship and true creativity. So it talks about, you know, like we said, mundane, enjoy the little things. And now it's like, we've gone down to the core of like, what is really damaging me or making me think that, you know, this isn't the life I live or this isn't the life I want to be living. And I took it as companionship and I took it as creativity. It talks about, you know, there's so many things going on and I don't have genuinely what I want anymore. Like, and it just cycles from really poppy, deeper into this is the core root of what is going on and what I'm trying to fix with this next chapter.
Yeah. And I also, now that I think about it more, I feel like there's a fear of failure associated with it. This fear of it's not going to work out this time if I like, let's just think about it exclusively about the song and the music video. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with he's afraid that this time if he tries to love, it's not going to fucking work out this time. It's not going to work out like it did last time. So why don't we just hold on to what has already been and just ride that forever rather than putting myself out there and risking failure to feel love again or whatever. And a lot for his career. Like if he's going to shift his career, there's got to be a lot of anxiety, stress,
big move
that goes with that. That's like, shit, what if this part of my career doesn't work out? And all of a sudden, no matter what I did in the past, I won't be, in people's eyes, I won't be known as like a success or like a successful artist, you know?
Yeah.
Damn. This is why I like these conversations, because in the middle of them, we're like, wait a second.
Hold on.
All right, so second one, Change Part 2.
Things change, people change, everything change. Yeah.
Oh!
Fuck my interviews and years ago.
Oh! What is happening?
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah, absolute chaos. I mean, like in the context of the album, right? This is the moment where a switch happens. Like in his brain, it's like all of like the sadness and like questioning himself and like mundane, all that stuff kind of just like comes to like a peak, and it just like explodes in his head. And the music, like the way the sound is, it's
the
like
hyper pop,
the hyper, just it's so intense and like everywhere. It's chaotic. It's everywhere all at once. And yeah, I mean, I love the song. Actually, like objectively, I think the song's really good. It's really fun and interesting. But I think its position at the end, right when he gets to like the core of the issue, it kind of like it's almost like a revelation.
Yeah, and I really like the symbolism of the repetition of the lyrics. People change, you change, the world changes, everything's gonna be different. That is normal.
Yeah.
Like
that's
consistent
life. Yeah.
repetition of saying that, because like lyric wise, there wasn't a ton of lyrics. It was a lot of just that. But it's like that honing in to repeat it to yourself until you get it. It reminds me a lot of like Good Will Hunting, when the Robin Williams character goes to the Matt Damon character and keeps repeating to himself, "It is not your fault.
not your fault."
It is not your fault. It is not," until it breaks in Matt Damon's brain that shit, it's not, and he has an emotional revelation about it. I think that is what it's trying to show, is keep repeating that to yourself until you are finally okay with things changing. And I love that. I think it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an embodiment of the chaos and the noise in his head from himself, from stress, and from society.
Yeah.
To where it's like, hey, I just can't do this anymore. I'm just going to throw it all at the wall. And if you think about the song, it goes from chaotic to a little more like bouncier to very personal, almost like a conversation at the end.
Yeah.
Of like, this is all what's going on. Everything's going to change. Nothing is going to ever stay the same. And it slows down to like a more personal tone to it.
Yeah, and obviously I just gotta throw in there that he sounds like Mac Miller at the end.
Yeah,
like
he
his
does.
tone, like the
100%.
way he's
It's beautiful.
his cadence. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's absolutely
very nice.
beautiful. Yep. And you all better agree. All right, so the next song, Lonely.
So fucking lonely. Somebody lonely.
No, what do you got?
Lonely, I have so you coming from this song where he's trying to repeat to himself and remind himself that things are going to change and things are going to change. I think this song is now about like his yearning for like the change. He's like, shit, no, dude, I am lonely. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I've been separated for so long from love, intimacy, things like that. And I think if you want to drive it towards his career, it's like it's been too long since I've started my creative process.
Right.
I haven't really worked on it at all for this long period of stretch of time. I miss it dearly. And this is like its call out, like saying like, I want it back. I want to start again. I want those connections. I want to feel that love again. And him just vocalizing the hell
100%.
out of it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I put it down as not like a cry for help, but it's a glimpse into how he truly feels and how he feels so isolated. And that is not only personally, but like you're saying, in his career as well.
He's an island.
It's like, exactly, I'm stuck on an island. I have nothing else. And it's like almost saying he has no like lifeline. There is no backup. There is no nothing. And I don't think he's attacking anybody, saying like nobody has helped me, but it's more of like a explanation to the listener and to whoever it may be, that like, I am out here like stuck. I am by myself. I'm not doing what I want with my life. I don't have that companionship. I don't also have that creative flow. I'm here. I need to get out of here. This is the board. This is how drastic it's become.
Yeah.
It's like the recognition of the problem.
Yeah, I think that's completely right. I wrote down that it's like at this point in the album, it is the most explicit, like straightforward, like it's very like this is what's happening. Like I am lonely. Like I feel trapped. I'm in the city. I feel like I'm alone, but I'm in this massive city. I'm like on an island by myself. I want to go home. I want to be with my family. It's like all so direct, whereas everything else to this point has been like up for interpretation.
100%.
I feel like it's just so like it's just
in your
there.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally like, please, somebody call me. Somebody love me. I'm stuck here, trapped.
Yeah.
I need to get out.
And then you got Hectic.
Vibey. Very
A little
vibey.
funky.
Which is?
Hectic.
Yeah, it's fast paced. It's intense. It's like a big city life. It's almost like the opposite side of the coin to his previous song.
Yeah, it's this love-hate relationship with your current situation, basically. And like what comes with it, like what you have going on in your life. Dude, you're gonna love some stuff, you're gonna hate some stuff, type deal. And recognizing both of those at the same time.
Yeah. And I think it's almost I took it as a potential explanation for why he feels that way. like, and the one before and Lonely, he's like, I'm isolated, I'm in a big island. He's like, you have to understand my surroundings.
Yeah.
And like the whole last album, he's like, I just want to have my own creative expression. I want to have my own things. I kind of want to get away from the big city and like understand that this is the environment that I'm in. And he even says it like it has its place. There are positives to it, but this is what has driven me to want to get away and be more on my own.
And he talks a little bit about how he's recognizing more of like, dude, like everyone's so fucking boring. Like, I'm so tired of hearing why like people split. Like, that's what he says. I think he's talking about people breaking up in relationships and stuff like that. He's like, and what I do like is towards the end of the song, he does mention this one verse where he says basically the hangover is over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he was in this mindset where everything was just annoying, frustrating him, getting him upset. And then towards the very end, he's like, it's over. Mm-hmm. The hangover is over. I can see, like, basically, I can see more clearly.
I was thinking the same way. Has gone.
Yeah, but, yeah, exactly. And then we move to Wildflower. Cinematically, just beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that color.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Josh.
No, I was gonna say, I just the word, the flower work, the word. I feel like it's really trying to show like the first step of that transition from that like hectic, the mundane, the like all of the points to all of the songs to this point kind of lead to this, and it's kind of almost like a rediscovery of his own passion, and it's like like blossoming into his own like his own self as like an artist.
And I like the metaphor of the field. The field is the safe place. It's the place where he can feel safe, surrounded, protected. But he also says in the song he doesn't want to be there. He wants to be like a firework in the sky. He wants to shine bright. He want like recognizing where he feels comfortable, where he feels safe, but then correlating that to where do I actually want to be?
Right.
I don't want to be in this safe place, protected and is safe. I want to be shining bright. I want people to recognize. I want people to hear me, see me, and things like that.
Yeah. It talks about putting on a face, and I think this is the embodiment of when he says I want to step away and be more creative. He's not saying I'm going to like become a hermit and go to my safe space and kind of get away from it all. He's like, no, I just want to do it in my own way, like the flower work of like I want to do it something in a twist that's not expected of me, but I know I can do well. So while I do enjoy that being in the field, that safety, and I want to get closer to that, I don't want to stay in that and not continue to create art, continue to provide to whatever it may be. I still want to shine bright, and like he's just prioritizing his personal life and things that he sees beautiful in a creative and personal way comparatively to how he's expected to do it.
And the last one, part 2.
I smile that I hate, gotta prove myself that I hate the one, that I hate the shit.
Isn't it number 2?
Number 2.
Oh, number 2. I'm so sorry. I wrote part 2. I don't know why. Number 2.
Yeah, it's a new chapter. It's the final step of the album. It's him realizing all of the past, all of the like struggles he dealt with, feeling mundane, monotonous, trying to like find himself in his music as an artist, as a human, like all of that. It kind of comes together, and it's kind of showing like, hey, I'm just gonna do things that make me happy. This is the next stage of my life, and I'm gonna make music that makes me feel good and makes me want to be an artist again.
I agree. And the symbolism, as I said in the actual reaction, the symbolism in the visualizer where I believe we see his bad last day. Mm-hmm. We see the morning of his past life, the last morning of his past life. Yeah. And then we immediately see the morning of his new life, his new perspective, how he's going to take on his life. And it's a lot. No chaos. It's not hectic. It's peaceful. I'm going to go walk around.
It's fun.
It's my opinion, perfect way to end the album.
100%. Wraps it up perfectly.
And the visualizer is actually really important. I think it's like if you haven't watched the visualizer,
I think all the visualizers.
Go and watch it because it adds so much depth to the song. It's really important.
Yeah, I think it's taking an active step and saying, I'm beginning this new chapter. And that starts with doing things that I like to do and getting away from that chaos and understanding like this is the direction I'm going in because I want to do it. Like you don't see really anybody else in that video. You or in the visualizer, you see a day in the life of things that he wants to do. He wants to go out. He wants to experience. And now he's like, this is me actively saying I'm going to be doing what I want to do and I'm choosing myself. And it's going to be a different direction than I've gone in before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect way to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Overall album?
Overall, I like the album a lot. I want to say that this whole album for me, it's almost like a rediscovery, or it's like a going through changes type of feel. And
It's a hero's journey.
It's rediscovering his artistic process and rediscovering what made him want to be an artist and what makes him happy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like all of that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I love, and what I really like about this album is I think we hit the nail on the head with the concept and the belief of like what it's about and things. I think we fully understand conceptually what it's about. And I really like how this album, not only lyrically or visually with like music videos and stuff like that, but sound wise, it's really good at grasping that idea of him trying to find his direction, because there's so many different sound. Like we had a hyper pop song in this album, like a drastically different sound and song that RM hasn't created, well, at least as far as we know. And we've listened to a lot of RM songs. I don't think I've ever heard a hyperpop album or a hyperpop song from RM. So you could see him throughout the album also experimenting with different styles and taking artistic risks, which is a lot of like what he's talking about, how this is what he really wants to do.
Right.
And he's just putting a piece of paper and letting it all flow and having a diverse range of like potential of how he wants to do things.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. Yeah, I really do.
I think it shows his range of creativity like to the 10th degree.
Yeah.
Right. The whole thing is about wanting to do my own thing, showing my own avenues of creativity. And if you just think of one song to the other, they're spread all the way across the spectrum. And like when I say hero's journey, because if you think about it, the beginning of it, he's talking about, I'm putting on a dance. Well, he was like I should say, society would envision him on the mountaintop, right? Success, living in the big city, partying it up. And then you begin to come down to earth, where he's like, I'm kind of caught in this mundane thing. Okay, I want to kind of enjoy things in life. Okay, I'm really starting to kind of lose myself. Okay, I'm like, help. Like, full circle of like, everything's great, beginning to lose myself a little bit. Everything's kind of mundane. Please, somebody help me.
Yeah.
And then it battles all the way back of like, I'm growing, I'm doing what I want to do, and now I'm taking the next chapter in my life. Like, you see the full hero's journey in 10 songs of mountaintop down to the bottom where like, I need to do something now, making that change and getting back up, but in a different way, in a way that's more personal.
Yeah. Damn.
Great album. Conceptually, an amazing album.
Yeah.
I love all the songs are great. I don't think any of the songs were bad. They all had a meaning. They all had a place in the album. Nothing felt like weird or random or like it just got thrown in.
I was like, what the f-?
I mean, hyperpop, it felt like that, but it was perfect.
Nah, not for me. Not for me.
Well, no,
I was ready for it.
Oh, you knew it was coming.
No.
He's like, here it is. It's the
I heard the first beat. I was like, let's go.
Crazy. Yeah. That beat drop, I was like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, but besides that, as you guys know, we love album reviews and we're going to keep trying to do this. I think I saw an album that dropped recently and I think I might see if we're about it, but I'll keep you guys tuned in, let you guys know. But besides that, y'all know what to do. And until next time, peace.